Just write your name and email address.
Okay. Today, I'd like to talk about agent-based modeling and simulation, methodology and also practice. Okay. Agent-based social simulation, advanced mission and perspective. Actually, well, social simulation has become more important nowadays in our society and organization. In an agent-based modeling and simulation, make it possible to construct a bottom-up model for social and organizational systems under the macro-functional requirements. That's the point, systems point of view. And shared internal model. That is the point. Social simulation does not give a universal natural law. However, it helps us to construct a shared social reality or internal model, laws and concept. The shared internal model constructed by a social simulation helps the coordination of our decision-making process. So, for social and organizational planning and problem solving, a social simulation model will become more important in the context of social and organizational architecture design. So, methodology for modeling social complexity. Hi, look at this one. There are so many different types of concept or paradigm in social science. So, rational and personal decision layer. So, personal micro and the social macro axis here, and the social macro and the personal micro axis here, and understanding and rational axis here, and interpretive and functional. So here is a well-known rational decision layer. So normative or methodological individualism and so on. And this area, so social functional layer. So functionalism and structural functionalism and role structure, that belong to this, this area. And, this is a social and semantic layer. So interpretive meaning by phenomenology and so on. So public sphere is belong to this domain. And this is a personal and interpretive layer. So denotational meaning by analytic philosophy and also personal and interpretive and embedded cultural interpretation belong to this domain. So there are so many different type of approach in social science. And of course, in modeling language, we use natural language and also mathematical language here. So in old days, our system scientists say, so we have to unify this approach in all the good days. But nowadays we say, we have to bridge different understanding of social issues. But why and how? That's a problem for us. Okay, anyway, so language is used for describing an ideal type or model to explain and understand the world issue. So first one is natural language, flexible, interpretive, easy to understand, but ambiguous. In mathematical language, robust by theorem, and strong explanation power, but difficult for usual people and difficult to model complex situations. So social simulation language might bridge the gap, I hope. So this is my methodological triangle. Simulation language, mathematical language, and natural language. So simulated reality and mathematical reality and social constructed reality. So verbal model description, agent-based modeling, and mathematical modeling. Well, so these three modeling methods and language is now I'm focusing on. And the short history of agent-based modeling. You know Robert Axel, a famous book, The Complexity of Cooperation. His first work and well-known work is a repeated game theory. That was cited so many times by so classical economics people. But he have changed his mind, and he entered the area of complex system analysis by using agent-based model. After that, standard economists don't refer him. That gap is deep. Okay, and anyway, Catherine Curry. She is also professor of School of Computer Science in the Department of Carnegie Mellon. So, Harvard is Simon School. And now she has also developed agent-based organizational theory. And we collaborate and constructed the World Congress of Social Simulation. That has organized in 2006. First World Congress of Social Simulation was held at Kyoto University by our coordination. And the WCSS 2008, second one was held George Mason University and United States group. And 2010, last year, was held in Germany. And the next one will be held, so Taipei, Taiwan. Okay. And our activity about social simulation have a strong impression to Russia Academy of Science. So Russian people created a new journal. And that first issue was just Jinko Shakai, Japanese character. And they have actually attended our first World Congress of Social Simulation. Okay. Anyway, this is the second one picture. And also nowadays, this is the first World Social Science Forum. We, our colleague, organize a special session, Frontier of Complex Science of Social Sciences. This is Claudio and Nigel Gilbert and me, and we have organized a special session. Okay, so now turn to simulation tools. Repast and Mason and Netlog is a well-known simulation tools. Repast was developed at Argonne National Institute in United States. And Netlog is very famous in European domain. And also Mason was developed at George Mason University. And our SOARS, Spot-Oriented Agent Role Simulator. Or sometimes we say Social and Organizational Architecture Simulator. It's developed by SOARS project in our lab since 2003. And SOARS tutorial session is held, will be held 21st this Thursday here. So please attend. Anyway, so we cut this part. Actually, anyway, SOARS is a total programming environment for agent-based modeling and simulation. I'll cut this one. Please attend Thursday's session. Real-time chat and then, okay. And this is architecture of agent-based modeling. But I'll cut this part because maybe you can learn at a SOARS session. But our SOARS language has a special feature to describe so complex agent interaction by giving special type of modularity, and like role structure and stage structure and role change structure and so on. This is a very, very unique concept of modularity. It's quite different from object-oriented one. Anyway, so and by using a SOARS, we can easily construct a hybrid game. That means, so simulation and human can attend the simulation world as a player character. So, and this is a web-based hybrid simulation construct part. Okay, and this is an architecture of role-oriented programming on SOARS, but I'll cut this part also. And our SOARS provide grid computing. So by using SOARS, and you can simulate so big and complex simulation by using some grid engine. Okay, and now turn to part of agent-based simulation and its application to policy scenario analysis for social informed and consent. That's the main part of my presentation. So I'll show some example of social simulation. This is a shopping mall fire escape model. Shopping mall of first floor and second floor. This is a very small toy model, but maybe it's interesting. Okay, maybe fire will start around here, and customer moving and moving and moving shopping. But now fire have started, and the customer escaped, but 2 persons have died here. And now blue means burn out. Okay. Now, so in this shopping mall, 2 persons have died. Of course, this is only a presentation, but by using agent-based modeling, we can add some scenario on that simulation. What kind of information is required, or what kind of protecting way of fire exists, and then so on. So after discussing that one, we can add that element on simulation modeling. That is the advantage of agent-based approach. Okay. So for community design, this is a simulation of demographic estimation. So the population process of small village, only 1,000 agents. This depends on real small village in Japan. So this is 100 years and the number of population here. And starting from here, 1,000 people, and this is our different scenario, okay? So decreasing and bit increasing. So many scenarios exist. So this is almost impossible scenario, okay? Anyway, the point is not give a good oracle, but give a discussion material, political discussion material by using that one. Because, okay, no. Okay, so we say, so agent-based modeling gives a white box, not a black box. So, under this scenario, we can add some assumption for supporting, supporting a baby, or so many scenarios we can assume. Then these scenario will happen. But this scenario is almost impossible to realize. And this is a more realistic scenario. But we can compare that scenario. And more important point is starting from here, then first decade or almost 20 years, situation is not so different. But situation critically different after 100 years. But in usual political situation, well, we only talk about 10 years after, not 100 years after. So agent-based simulation gives a shared internal model while discussing in future. That is another important point. Okay, medical